Hello and a very warm welcome to each and every one of you. Thank you so much for clicking on this particular video. Yes, I can sing my whole way through to sing for you, but I don't think you'd really want me to do that, would you? No. Okay, so it's a little bit of a different video this week. Normally you see Fat to Health with Jackie Can. Shopping. And then we go into Monday and then I show you everything that I have been eating or not eating, because I normally fast on a Monday, and then all the food that I've been doing Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and then I'm gigging Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and then put it all together. But this week I couldn't do it. I'm so flipping useless. It has been such a week and a half. How can a week be a week and a half? I don't know. But it's just been terrible. I have been suffering a little bit of anxiety. I have been in my head for my ADD, which I've just recently found out that I have. It hasn't been actually diagnosed, but I'm pretty sure with all the symptoms and everything that I am. Just put me in a box, why don't you? Let me out. You're so not funny, Jack. Anyway. My food has been absolutely dreadful, but, you know, it is one of those things. I'm such a busy woman, as you know, and it's not always ethical for me to eat perfectly every single day. When I say perfectly, have I ever eaten perfectly every single day? No. Take a deep breath, Jack, and breathe. Okay. Once upon a time, I was 26.5 stone. Now I am 16 stone, 3.5 pounds. By Christmas, which is in 13 weeks' time, I would very much like to be in my 13 stone bracket. Whether it's 13 stone, 13 pounds and 3/3/4, I would be happy because of that number 13. I've always said that I wanted to get down to how I feel comfortable in my own skin, and that's exactly what I want to do. There is no point in me showing you my food for this week because it has been horrendous. On Monday, we said goodbye to the Queen. So Richard and I decided that we would go off and buy some different cheeses, some different meats, and we kind of had a little bit of this and a little bit of that. We bought an abundance of food. And we've been living off that food ever since. We're just having crackers, we've been having bread, French stick, you name it, we've been having it. And I suddenly panicked halfway through the week and thought, what am I doing? I don't want to put on weight this week. I really don't want to put on weight. And so I tried for 2 days. I fasted for 1, and then that ended up hopelessly because I ended up having ice cream in the evening. And then I've had 3 gigs this week and I drank pints of lager and lime. I've had fish and chips. I've had this, that, and everything else. And last night, you do not want to know what I ate last night. Okay, I just showed you up on there, didn't I? Fucker. But anyway, so I just thought I'd be honest with you and tell you that I'm not doing very well. And, you know, I'm not professional, as you know. And if you've landed on this page, I'm really not a professional. It sounds wonderful that I've lost all this weight. And indeed, to other people, if you are on a weight loss journey, you probably think, I don't care if I lost a couple of stone, it would help me. And believe me, I feel amazing. I really, really do. And I feel comfortable in my own skin the way I am now. But the fact that I want to lose a little bit more is purely because of my knees. My knees are not great. They are much better than they have been because I was on crutches for a couple of years on and off, and I would like to be able to walk much better without any pain. And believe me, I still do that. And I'm up on stage and I'm loving jumping around, dancing. I feel fantastic, but I still have those aches and pains when I don't really need to. So that is the reason why I want to you know, lose a bit more weight, to feel a bit more comfortable when I'm walking and doing a little bit of exercise. And of course, I'd like to be a good role model to others, you know, anybody else that is struggling with their weight. I would like to be able to help them in any shape or form and be there for them, and just basically say that, you know, you've got to find your own way in life. And me personally, I'm a believer that diets do not work for me. I suppose they would do if I carried on being on a diet for the rest of my life, but I know that I'm incapable of doing so. As I found out earlier on that if I eat lots and lots of carbohydrates, it has an effect on my body, and that I crave more food, which is indeed what's been happening over this past year. I've not quite been able to get back to where I've been wanting to get, which is cutting down an awful lot on carbohydrates, and to also give up a little bit more sugar. Sugar has been creeping in, as some of you subscribers that follow me on a regular basis know. You've been screaming at the television going, what is she doing? Put that ice cream down. No, she can't have that. But, you know, I've been yo-yo dieting for this past year, so I kind of know where I want to be. But if I say, right, no more, never going to do that again, I know that I'm setting myself up to fail. So I'm just got to try and do one day at a time and try and do the best I can. As my subscribers know also that, you know, if I go out, when I go out for my gigs and whatever, you know, I'm such a busy woman, as I've said before, that I don't know where the next meal's going to come from, and it's very difficult for me to plan. So far, this past couple of months, that I have found that KFC do a lovely salad, and I love it. So tasty, and it's relatively low in carbohydrates and in calories as well. And the same with Subway. Instead of having the bread, I have a box salad, not the rice one, but the box salad, and it's fantastic. But there's no guarantee that these things will be open at certain hours of the morning, and there's no guarantee that there will be one where the hotel is, or, you know, what we are going to be doing at that particular time. And believe me, when Richard and I are very tired, we just go off on a tangent, and there's no stopping us. If I'm naughty, he's naughty. If he's naughty, I'm naughty. And there's no two ways about it. It's very difficult when one is being naughty that the other one goes, no, no, I do not want to. Because eventually later on is going, see somebody eating a bit of chocolate, you go, oh, come on, give us a bit. And then that carries on, and then I'm unable to stop, because the next day my blood sugars are quite high and I just want to carry on eating. And that is the way my body works. So I'm going to try and take one day at a time and just try and do the best I can, cutting out more carbs. I do love intermittent fasting because it makes me feel so much better. Again, it's when I have the time, when I can do it. It is great. Sometimes I'm able to do it depending on what shift Richard is on. Again, it's if I'm left on my own devices, I'm okay. Sometimes if I get a bit stressed for whatever reason, then it's food that I want to go to. But I'm sure all of you out there that have been trying to lose weight, you've come across these feelings as well, whether you eat on emotions, whether you eat because you're happy, sad, whatever. You know, it is quite difficult to say no at that particular time. But, you know, the one thing I am consistent about is I do not beat myself up if I've put on weight. I cannot. It is just senseless doing so, because if I'm there and, oh my God, I put on 2 pounds, what am I going to do? You know, it just reinforces that whole feeling crap about yourself, and that you've done something wrong, and that you then feel, oh my God, I'm useless, I don't have the willpower. And then, you know, you send overdrive. You're either so good or you're so bad, and there's no in between, which is where I want to get, as a healthy balance. And that is where I am at today. I thought that this video would be a good idea for me to basically ground myself, and to speak to you and put it out there that I need something to work towards. And, you know, suddenly, before we know it, Christmas is going to be here, and I don't want to be in the same position. I really don't. So I'm not going to go out doing a load of exercises left, right and centre, and okay, I've got a gym membership, and you know, I thought, I don't really use it an awful lot. I'd like to get back into it. I'm not going to say I'm definitely going to. I'm a believer that exercise is when I feel like it. I think that sort of energizes me up and gets me in the right frame of mind as well for the rest of the day. Now, because I suffer restless leg syndrome, I have had my tablets changed a couple of months ago, and a couple of you have asked me how I'm getting on with that. And I have to say, I am doing absolutely brilliantly. The tablets that I'm on is helping me sleep immensely. I'm feeling so much better in myself. I'm not getting up pacing the floor, and I can actually sit and watch a film, which has been brilliant. It really, really has. Fantastic. So that is that news. And of course, you heard me mention a little bit earlier about ADD, attention deficit disorder. There's been a book that I'm reading at the moment. Richard bought it for me after my son's been reading it, because Scattered Minds, that's what it's called. Scattered Minds. It is absolutely brilliant, and in the first couple of pages it's just sort of like, oh my gosh, they're talking about me. Whereas when I can't focus. Now, if you had been with me today at the beginning of the day, I have tried to do this video probably 500 times. It's gone over and over, and I just keep getting it wrong, and or I'm on the flow, I'm in a flow. See, I've just got that wrong. I'm in the flow of doing a video, and then all of a sudden my mind scatters and it goes off somewhere else, or I can't think of something that I'm going to say, or I'm on a roll and then all of a sudden I go off on a tangent and it makes no sense and I trip over my words. And I've always been like that since I was a little girl, and I just wanted to know what it was. And my son has been watching my videos and he said, Mum, you need to go and get tested. Well, it's very difficult to get tested in this country, as a lot of you know, but reading this book is absolutely amazing, and it's just like it's talking to me. And one of the things that made me smile was that, okay, we got sat navs, but sometimes a sat nav doesn't quite, you know, pick up a signal, and so there I have to ask for directions. And for somebody that's got ADD, the person that you've asked will say, oh, it's so easy. If you go down the bottom of this road, you turn right, you turn left, go straight over that roundabout and then turn right. I will be going, yeah, okay, yeah, 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 yeah. I am so good at nodding my head. But as soon as that person's gone, I can tell you, they lost me at go to the end of this road and then I don't know where the hell I'm going. That is me, completely me. And I get worked up over certain things. My brain, if I'm concentrating on something, if I'm reading and say Richard wants to talk to me, I can't talk to him because I will lose my page on this. Now, when I'm reading this, it will take me an eternity to read one page because I'm reading it, and though I'm reading the words, I'm thinking about something else. So I have to go back and read that again. And sometimes it will take 4 or 5 attempts to actually get into it. And when I do get into it, and it's easy for me to understand, I'm away. But as soon as something happens, I get distracted and I'll forget what I've just read, and then I have to go back and read it again. So it's this mind thing. It's nothing bad or anything like that, you know. For me, understanding that I have ADD, possibility I may not, but I'm pretty sure that I have. Reading this is just like, wow. It has made everything seem so much understandable why I do things and the way my brain sees things, and it's brought it all to the forefront now, and I understand it a lot more. So when I have a project, I like to get my teeth into it, but as soon as somebody comes along and makes some sort of remark like, you know, yeah, she won't succeed at that, or yeah, we've heard it before, I then give up, and my mind goes, well, you know, oh, they don't think I can do it, so perhaps I can't, so then I'll give up. But I now that I understand an awful lot more, I understand why people think like that, because I have indeed given up, and I don't want to give up this because I love it so much. YouTube is quite close to my heart and I love entertaining. I really, really do. But even when I'm entertaining, you know, sometimes if I don't think about it, I can be really, really funny on stage and make people laugh. Sometimes I get so nervous that it fills me with fear, you know, that fear of fight or flight, and I trip over my words and I feel really embarrassed, so I won't say nothing and just go, just play the next song so I don't have to speak, and then I'll just, you know. And sometimes I can come off stage and think, oh my God, that was just terrible, it was a horrible, horrible gig, I don't want to go back there again. And then Richard can say, but did you not hear the applause? They were applauding you, they were clapping, that was fantastic, you know. And it's just, it plays havoc with your mind. And you know, but having this book to kind of, it makes sense, it just makes sense. So I'm looking forward to reading the rest of it, and getting on, and hoping that I can focus a little bit more on the task in hand and be successful at where I want to get to. So I hope that all makes sense to you. So I'm going to leave this video here, and I hope you don't mind it being a bit of a different video than normal, a bit of a chatty. Now, that is one of the things I wanted to do, is to just sit here and chat to you as a one-off rather than bits and bits and so fast. I want you to get to know me as well. And that is me in a nutshell. So onwards and downwards. I'm looking forward to getting you another video out. I'm not sure when that's going to be at the moment because my head's all scattered. I do need to sit and focus and work out what I'm going to do and stick with it. So if you have any ideas, if you want to comment, if you understand anything that I've said today, please comment down in the section down below. I'd love to hear from you. As always, I love you getting involved and chatting away, and I really look forward to seeing you again. Please give me a thumbs up, subscribe if you haven't done already. If you have landed on this page and you haven't got a clue who the hell I am, I'd love you to go and watch a couple more of my latest videos, especially the one where I did a documentary called Larger Than Life. That might explain an awful lot. So from me, I look forward to seeing you in the next video. Don't forget, if you click that bell, you will know when I'm next uploading a video, hopefully. See you soon. Ta-da.